How you doing? This is Larry Cochran with Job Outlook, January 5th, 2011. Yes, it is 2011. Oh gosh, I have 2 more years, possibly a year and a half, and I'll be completely done with my doctorate degree and my dissertation, and I'll have defended it and everything and walked across the stage, and whoa, I'm going to be happy when that time comes. Again, this is just a quick outlook at what the job market is looking like in January right now and what we could be looking forward to in the future of 2011. What it does look like that even though there's some good strides that have been made, we have a pretty good Congress. I'm not a Republican or Democrat, but I'm telling you, what we got together right now is an organization in our government that they're going to do what they have to do to survive. So right now, I don't see them doing anything that will lengthen or even change too much, but I do see a battle that's going to brew, but that definitely is not going to be anything good or bad for those of us out there looking for jobs or those of us looking to increase. What I do see is looking at the job market, looking at the data that's coming out, and yes, the economic data looks good, but the economic data is good for business and possibly for some government sectors. The reason why I'm saying that is productivity is up, efficiency is good, companies are more profitable. The companies are learning to do more with less. That's good news for the shareholders of those companies, and that's good news for investors. As far as people looking to get employed, people looking to come off of unemployment, those of us who are looking to improve our personal economic outlook, it can be good and it can be bad. Now let me give you the good part. I do think that if things continue in the manner that they are, our unemployment that now sits at around close to 9.8 or possibly 9.7 something. The real number we really don't know because that number is real fuzzy as to what's included and what's not included. But the government number that they release, around 9.7, 9.8. I can see unemployment in this year, possibly if things stay on the good path, dropping down between 8.5 and 9.0. Somewhere in that range. Not anything lower. We're definitely not going to get under 8% unemployment, not this year. So again, the numbers and the data that's coming out is good for investors, is good for companies, is good for some government sectors, and some possible inclines in the job outlook, but not necessarily for everybody. And there's a couple of reasons behind that. Again, for one, productivity is good for companies. Efficiency is high. Profitability is there. These companies are making money. They're learning how to do more with less. That's not necessarily a good thing for people who are out there. And let me tell you why it wouldn't be good for everybody. For one, we have a lot of people who will have advanced degrees and bachelor's degrees and certificates and trades who are unemployed. These people now have to find their way back into the market, and as they find their way back into the market, those people who could get into some of those menial labor jobs probably won't get them because they're going to go to people who have the experience first. So those of us who have some experience, those of us who have some degrees, some education, we are even, as myself, I'm in an entry-level position. I'm working on a doctor's degree, and I'm in an entry-level position in a customer service situation. It's not necessarily a good thing, but it's not necessarily a bad thing because it's a great company. Like I've always said in some of the other posts, I work at Allstate, and since I work at Allstate, I am a licensed agent, and again, I do have multiple degrees, and I'm working on another degree. That doesn't guarantee that I'm going to have this job because of the degree, but it doesn't hold me to one position, and it doesn't lock me into anything. What it does is give me options so that I can move and push as things grow, and as the need grows and they need someone, I'll have experience, plus I'll also have the educational background to move into certain positions So it looks good for those of us who have that. Those people who have great experience in management and in service, there are going to be some good things. So it's not all bad, but it's not all good just because the companies are doing well. That's good for the investors, that's good for the shareholders, and that's good for the companies. In order for you to be able to take advantage of that, I'm going to give you a couple of points. The first thing you want to do is you want to look into making sure you're improving yourself, making sure you're looking into making all of the possible opportunities that are due you open up. You have to make sure that you also are making yourself look very valuable to the company that you're with. If you do have a job and you're looking to move up, if you don't have a job, you don't want to look desperate. In 2011, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to start looking desperate. They're going to be blaming everyone. They're going to play the name game, and it's going to be very negative for some people. It doesn't have to be that way for you. Also, what you want to do is, when you are looking at opportunities to move on, start a business, or to find a job, you want to weigh your opportunity costs. You want to definitely look at your time commitments. You want to look at your educational commitments. You want to look at your financial needs. You want to look at what your family has. You want to look at your nucleus. Again, opportunity costs. You want to look at your time. You want to look at your family. You want to look at your financial needs, and you want to just bring it all together. I really implore you, get a plan together. Write it down. I know lots of people believe they can keep this stuff in their heads. Write it down. Look at it. Say it to yourself. Get some manager, get a friend, get a mentor to look at it. Make sure it's realistic. Make it tangible. Make it something that you can touch and feel. Write it down. There's nothing more valuable than a plan laid out that you can see, tangible, that you can begin to go to someone and say, okay, this is what I have laid out. This is what I want to do. Now, I do public speaking. You can go to larrycochran.webs.com. Again, larrycochran.webs.com, and you can contact me. Let me look it over. I used to do resumes for people. I used to do all of that stuff. You have to be careful as to how you're presenting yourself. Check your Facebook. If you're on Facebook, make sure you're not doing something that's damaging you. I'm not talking about posting faith, because my faith is my conviction. So if a company wants to not hire me because of my faith convictions, then what they're really doing is discriminating. I know there's politics that go on, but trust me, if that company wants to discriminate against me because of my faith, then that's not a company I want to work for anyway. So I'm glad that they eliminated me. If the company wants to eliminate me because of my age, that's age discrimination. I'm glad. I don't want to work for a company that wants to discriminate against me for my age. If I'm black, I don't want to work for a company that wants to discriminate against me because I'm black, because I'm a male. I don't want to work for those type of companies. What I do want to work for is companies that offer diversity, companies that offer me an opportunity for growth, companies that offer me an opportunity to manage my time, companies that offer me an opportunity to make sure my family needs are met, to make sure my financial needs are met. You want to work with a company that doesn't necessarily bring social responsibility, even though social responsibility is good. Ethical, even though ethical is good. You want a company that's realistic and that is profitable, efficient, growing, that is taking care of its shareholders and investors, but offers you an opportunity to manage your time, your family, your finances, and all the other resources. Companies that offer educational benefits, companies that offer great medical benefits, because there's not a lot of companies that offer medical benefits. So you want to be open for that, but you want to start looking at possibly for some of those who are in late careers or having to find themselves start over. Don't be ashamed to take an entry-level position. Don't be ashamed to change fields. Don't be ashamed to do that. This is a tough economy. Businesses are toughening up. Opportunities are toughening up. So you need to toughen up. So for the jobs outlook, January 5th, 2011, what I want to say is you need to toughen up. That's key. That's vital. Again, make sure you weigh your opportunities, your opportunity costs. And let me give you a quick rundown of that before I close this. Your opportunity cost is what you're giving up as well as what you're paying. So here's two examples. Let's say you want to go to school during this time and you decided to not go to work. So what you have to do, what your opportunity cost is, how much it's costing you to go to school plus how much income you are losing because you're not working. When you put that together, that is your opportunity cost. So let's say school costs you $30,000 and you would have been making $30,000 on school. So your loss is not $30,000 or $30,000 for school. Your loss is actually $60,000. $30,000 for school, $30,000 that you would be making if you were working. So your actual opportunity cost is $60,000. Let's say you decide to take a job and not go to school. Then your opportunity cost, you would think that you have none, but actually you do. Let's say you don't have a degree. Let's say you don't have any certificates. You don't have any technical background or anything, and you take an entry-level position at $25,000. Over 4 years, another person goes to school. They have an opportunity cost that you have. But now 4 years later, or even a year later, or 2 years later, whatever it is to get that certificate that makes you more valuable, they get a job. Now they're making $50,000, and you've increased your income from $25,000 to maybe $30,000 at that time. So your opportunity cost is that amount of income that you would be losing now over those next couple of years that they've gained because they went to school. So your opportunity cost is always, you always have to add in what you'll be losing or what you'll be giving up into the equation, regardless of what you're paying for school or what you're not paying for school. You got to make sure you're looking at what you're losing for the decision that you've made. And opportunity cost is family. How much family time you're going to give up. How much family time you're going to gain if you do something. How much money you have to give up. How much money you gain. You got to put all this together, and you have to come up with a plan and say, this is the plan that makes most economical sense for my family. This is the plan that makes most sense for me as a single or as a married person or as a person with a boyfriend or girlfriend, as a person with a domestic, whatever you want to have it. You have to be careful about how you lay that plan out and what you're willing to do, what you're willing to take, and what you're not willing to take. So give me a call. Hit me up on the email. Let me know if you have any questions, any concerns. I'm also available for engagements. That's LarryCochran.webs.com. Or if you find me on Facebook, I'm available on Facebook. Hit me up, send me a private message, and I'll do what I have to do to try to help you out. Right now, my services in that area are free. I used to charge for doing all that stuff, but I don't charge to look at people's resumes anymore. That's a business that is long gone, but I do love to help people, so I would look at it and help you out as best as I can and try to point you in the right direction. I'm also still looking for mentors for myself. I mentor people, and I want to be mentored by people as well. So maybe we can become a mentoring cycle. Again, LarryCochran.webs.com. Economic Outlook, January 5th, 2011. Things are looking up in some areas, not so much in other areas. But you do want to be realistic. You want to put yourself in a great position. Again, opportunity cost, time, family, financial need. Put it all together, create a plan, and work that plan. Write it down.